Zoom call from Deontay Wilder again, saying that if he doesn't fight Tyson Fury, he wants to fight Dillian Whyte.
Well, that's convenient of him. I mean, Dillian Whyte's only wanted boxing for 10 years. You know what I mean? So, I think Dillian Whyte has got the fight of his life against Alexander Povetkin first. Do you know what's weird? I saw that list as well. He didn't mention AJ, did he?
No, so it was Ruiz, Parker, Helenius, Usyk, and Dillian, I think. Yeah.
I mean, you've got the world heavyweight champion, the unified world heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua, and he still don't want to fight. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Dillian Whyte against Deontay Wilder is a really big fight, but Dillian's got bigger fish to fry at the moment. He's got to try and beat Alexander Povetkin, and then he wants to fight for the world title. Deontay Wilder's going to get the shock of his life when he sees the offer to fight Robert Helenius. I mean, he turned down. I won't embarrass him with the offer that DAZN made, but if he would have lost the Tyson Fury fight or the AJ fight, he probably would have been making 15 times what he's going to get for fighting Robert Helenius. Or my bet.
Those are the words of Eddie Hearn as he responds to Deontay Wilder's hit list. Of course, we know Deontay Wilder called out Dillian Whyte, Andy Ruiz, Robert Helenius, Alexander Usyk. And it's funny that the sarcasm, and it's sarcasm due to, being fucked around, really. And going the back and forth, that builds animosity, and you can tell it. You see the sarcasm with Eddie Hearn, because it's like, okay, well, he only wanted to fight him 2 years. Dillian Whyte has already came up. Of course, I counterpunched that first. You guys are checking it out. Check out that. But this is Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn has an interesting insight on that. You notice he said, well, he didn't say Anthony Joshua. And again, I keep telling people, Anthony Joshua won't be on there. I know a lot of people will have an excuse for him not being on there, but why wouldn't he be on there? Why would Robert Helenius be on Deontay Wilder's hit list and not Anthony Joshua? That's the unified heavyweight champion of the world currently. So why isn't he on that list? And this is besides Tyson Fury, mind you. So these are the fighters that he would fight besides Tyson Fury. So you mean Anthony Joshua has no room on that list whatsoever. So don't you guys understand it makes it that much harder to believe that Wilder really actually wanted to fight Anthony Joshua at one point? I want to you got to think about where the list comes from. Where was the list? Did Al Heyman make the list? Did he concoct this list? Is Robert Helenius one of those guys? I can kind of get Robert, but then why not Anthony? I guess that's just too far away, or just reaching too high. The sky's the limit, I guess. It's too high to reach, I guess. I don't know, but I can say this. He wasn't on the list. He didn't call him out, and I wonder what that means. Why didn't he call out Anthony Joshua? Why didn't he add him to the list? Because sooner or later, they're going to fight. If it's next year or the year before, because COVID's messed everything up. Okay? And pretty soon, these guys are going to have to fight each other. And see, truths are coming out. Truths are coming out about what someone wanted, what someone was offered, what this was and that was. Wilder called the DAZN offer shit, but then it was more than he ever got. And you know why that was, right? Because Wilder wanted to know what Anthony Joshua was getting. I mean, how petty could you be at that point? If somebody offers you career high payday money, and I guess that wasn't enough anyway, because have you ever seen in 2018 or 19 Wilder being offered $12 million to fight anybody. Now, for a renewal of Showtime, that was $10 million. And again, people are like, well, why are you in his pockets? Well, the point is, the pockets are the reason that he supposedly didn't take the fight with Anthony Joshua. That's the only reason. It ain't like I'm counting the man's pockets, but I do have common sense. And the common sense tells me that if they offered you a certain amount of money and you didn't take it, and then turn around and get pissed at Tyson Fury because you found out he wouldn't fight you, and then to say what you said, how do people supposed to take that? Now, this is the after effect. Now let's look at how Eddie Hearn is acting. Look at his manners. Let's move on. Let's see what else he says.
That's the strange name on the list, isn't it? Robert Hellenius. No disrespect to Hellenius.
Always look out for the strange name on the list. Always look out for the strange name on the list. And then go, that's the one he's fighting.
Okay.
A little bit of tips you.
All right.
Listen, I do it sometimes.
Well, Robert Hellenius. Let's see if he's right about that particular person. And I could see that, because you got all those other guys. Dillian White, he's not even with PBC. Andy Ruiz, he's still looking for a tune-up. Who else? Usyk, he's not even with PBC either. So, and then he has his... Look, Dillian White is trying to get his position back. Now, will he get it back? I really don't think so. I think Mauricio's going to screw that man over the first chance he gets. If he beats Povetkin, they're going to come up with some other reason. I don't think he'll get that. But the thing is, they'll probably make another mandatory to fight Wilder if Wilder doesn't get another crack at Tyson Fury. Then they might do that. And then I wouldn't mind that, because at least we'll see two guys, since they're not champs, so Wilder can't do any more freezing, so they can have those guys fight. Now, I would love to see that. So while Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are supposedly getting it on or whatever next year, these guys could be having their showdown for the belt or the mandatory on the WBC side. So whoever ends up with that belt, they got to fight the winner eventually. So, but as far as Eddie Hearn, you heard the man, they won't even answer the phone calls. I don't even know if we can handle the fight. And I think the real true problem is, when you get to the core of the problem with Eddie Hearn and Shelly Finkel, which is the manager of Deontay Wilder, the guys just don't like each other at all. And that's what it comes down to. You have to have some type of general respect, and that respect builds the patience enough to cooperate with the other party. If you really can't stand that person, you really don't even want to be in the same room as that person. That's why John Skipper came in there for Wilder to fight Joshua. Now, don't you guys understand how crucial that was for people wanting that fight to get made? There wouldn't be any DAZN contract if Joshua didn't want the fight. But we do know that Deontay Wilder did not pick Joshua on his hit list. So is it fair to say that maybe Anthony Joshua is nowhere near the radar of Deontay Wilder? Maybe he still has tunnel vision on Tyson Fury, but makes a whole new list of people besides Anthony Joshua. That makes sense. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn and his comments towards this whole situation. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.